Okay, today we're going to talk about boarding. First question would be, why do we board? Well, the enemy crew might be weak enough that your crew can quickly overpower them, take them out, and it can just be in a very efficient way to kill the enemy ship and win the fight, and you might be able to take them out much faster than your weapons ever could. Secondly, you get a better reward for killing the enemy crew as opposed to destroying the enemy ship, so you get about 15% better reward on average. That can be stuff like free weapons, free crew, so on and so forth, so that's a nice benefit to boarding for sure. Now, the first thing to look at is the composition of your boarding party. The strongest boarders in the game are the Mantis, the Rockman, both of those are about equally strong, Crystal crew members who have a special ability that makes them very good at boarding. Next tier, you got the Humans, the Slugs, and the Lanius, which can all do a competent job boarding, but aren't ideal. And then you have the Zoltan and the Inji, which most of the time you don't want to board with, but they can do work in the right situations if you know what you're doing. Now, before you ever board the enemy ship, you want to look at their systems and see what dangers they have to your boarding party. The first thing to look at is the Clone Bay and the Med Bay. If they have those, they'll be able to revive or heal up their crew, and that's important to worry about. You need to be able to take those things out if you're going to be able to kill off the enemy crew. You also want to worry about stuff like doors. Make sure if they have leveled up doors that can prevent you from moving around their ship, that can be a problem. If they have hacking that can hack your teleporter and cause issues there. Mind control can mind control one of your boarders, that can be a problem. And also be aware of cloaking, because you might not be able to send your crew back to your ship if they cloak at an inopportune time. Now next, you want to look at the composition of the enemy crew. You can do this with level 2 sensors, you can do this by manning the sensors or just by upgrading sensors to level 2. So in this case we can see they've got 3 human crew. Not a huge threat, but it is more crew than I'm sending over, so it is something to be aware of. The final thing to be careful of is if the enemy FTL is charging, you want to make sure that you're careful around that, because they could jump away with your crew on it, and you will not get your crew back even if you have a cloning bay, so you got to be careful of that. So we're going to send some boarders over. You just tell them where to board. Usually you want to avoid boarding their piloting if possible, because if you're boarding elsewhere, you might pull the pilot away from the cockpit, which is going to make it easier for your support weaponry to hit. I've got this nice small bomb that can help me with my boarding strategies here, and improving the chances that hitting is definitely beneficial. Now, note that the enemy crew type will also vary based on the type of the ship. So this is actually, so it's a Mantis ship, but notice the purple paint job and the fact that it says pirate up here. Pirate ships contain any type of crew available in the sector you're in, so pirate ships are a wild card. But if this was just a red ship, that would be a Mantis ship, and they would only contain Mantis and Inji crew. So even without level 2 sensors, you can kind of have an idea of what crew the enemy is going to have once you start paying attention to those things. So we're going to go ahead and start killing our guys off. After you board them, you want to pay attention to your crew's health. You can see it on the left-hand side here. You can hover over your crew to see the exact health totals of your crew and who they're fighting. And it'll also give you a warning beep when one of your crew gets down below 25 health. So now we've killed one of the enemy crew. If we don't do anything about this clone bay, though, it's going to go ahead and revive him. What we're going to do is we're going to wait until the pilot leaves the cockpit, so now their evasion is lower. We're going to drop that small bomb right onto their cloaking, or their clone bay, so now that dead crew member is not going to clone, not going to revive, and we're good to go. And their crew was easy to defeat there. So now my Mantis crew is getting low on health. As you just heard that little warning buzzer, you can see it flashing over here, the health there, that they're below 25 health. So if we're afraid our Mantis is going to die, we can take him back to our ship, heal him up, and board again. So if we want to play this extra safe, let's say if our teleporter's not available yet, we could actually run around their ship a little bit. So we kind of run around a little bit to make them do as little damage to us as possible for a little while. And then, okay, now my teleporter's back up. We can bring him back to my ship, send him over here to heal up, power up the med bay, and get them nice and healed up as well. If I'm facing stronger opponents, this is something you will definitely have to do more often. This case I probably could have managed without healing them up, but that's fine. We're gonna go ahead, now our teleport's back off cooldown, board again, take out their last crew member here. And we'll kill them off pretty easily. Now their clone bay's still up, but it's gonna take long enough to revive them. We can just wait for my crew to punch it down and destroy the clone bay themselves. So I don't need to use another small bomb here. I can just have my crew take him out. And as soon as that clone bay is gone, they are dead. So you can definitely get better rewards for killing off the enemy crew. In this case, we got a free augment. That's pretty awesome. There's definite chances to get free weapons, free crew, and so on and so forth. So definite benefit to boarding. In general, it's something that's very strong, but there's lots of ways to fail, especially when you first start boarding. But the best way to get better at it is just to jump in, try doing some boarding, and learn from trying. You'll get better at boarding over time. Another thing to note is that if you're fighting enemy Zoltans, be careful because they will explode when they die. When a Zoltan dies, it explodes and does 15 damage to everything in the room. So, for example, if that last human there was a Zoltan and I didn't recall and heal up my Mantis, it might have done a surprise like 15 damage if I wasn't expecting it that could have finished off my Mantis. And losing crew is bad, especially when that's one of the main ways you're relying on to attack enemies. Another special note is that if you teleport back your crew at the very last moment, they might still die, so don't wait too long to send your crew back. Like, if your crew is at 8 health or something, don't wait until they're at 2 health to send them back, because the enemy might get one parting shot that kills your crew as you're teleporting them back, so you don't want to wait until the second to save your crew, if you can avoid it. Other things to note is that weapons also do damage to enemy crew, so you can use that to finish them off or soften them up depending on your weapon setup. Anything that says that it does 1 damage, like this basic laser here does 1 damage, that means it'll do 15 crew damage. So most crew have 100 health, that'll do 15 of their 100 health. The small bomb says it does 30 crew damage, says right there nice and clear. And yeah, so weapons can definitely be very helpful for softening up crew or finishing them off as well. But yeah, hopefully that teaches you more about the basic concepts of using boarding in FTL.